The relationship between Jay-Z and Biggie isn't exactly unknown. It's been told several times before. But aside from them being from Brooklyn, iconic rappers, and friends, that's where most tend to stop. Unless you do a little bit of digging. Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls both went to the same high school. Even Busta Rhymes went there too, who's actually 1 day older than Biggie Smalls. Here he is talking about it with DJ Ski.
Me, Biggie, and Jay went to school together. Me, Biggie, and Jay-Z went to school together.
Did you guys know each other then? And
Absolutely, absolutely. Me and Big really wasn't into rhyming in school. I never seen him really rhyme in school.
Did you know that he rhymed then? Was there rumors, or was he just like the homie?
I didn't know Biggie rhymed in school, because in school, we was cutting a lot of class and we was smoking a lot of weed and bullshit. I knew Jay-Z was rhyming because me and Jay-Z battled in school.
Yeah.
Speed rapping.
Yeah, because Jay used to be faster. He came up under.
Yeah, he was
Jazzo.
with the originators and Jazzo and them, and he had finessed the speed rapping phenomenally at that time, and I was new with the speed rapping. But losing that battle to Jay and speed rapping at that time is what made me one of the most dangerous speed rappers today.
But that's not all. Even DMX went there too. With all this talent under one roof, you would assume that they would all be hanging out with each other, but that really wasn't the case. The only reason that Biggie knew who Jay-Z was and vice versa was because they were hustlers. And by the early 90s, they were both knee-deep in hustling. But in 1991, Biggie kind of got himself in some trouble, which ended up in him spending a few weeks in jail down in North Carolina. But that was a life-changing moment for Big. After that short sentence, Big said he would rather die than ever be locked up again. Fast forward a couple years. Biggie has switched his focus for the better, and he's starting to gain recognition for his music. Now, he's not quite yet a superstar, but it's bubbling. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's still heavily in the streets, working very closely with DJ Clark Kent, but he's not getting the recognition his peers are. Wu-Tang is doing extremely well, Nas's Illmatic is being praised, and he's seeing one of his classmates, Biggie Smalls, get the same recognition that he knows he deserves. Even being as confident as Jay-Z was, doubt started to creep in. He refers to this in a song he released in the year 2000 called This Can't Be Life. Fast forward a bit more, and Ready to Die is out. Big's overtaking Craig Mack as the franchise player on Bad Boy. Also, let's give a little backstory on Clark Kent. Dude is just as important to the connective tissue in NYC hip-hop as anyone. He helped introduce Dame to Jay. Clark DJ'd for Biggie too. He was even the producer for Player's Anthem, the song that Big and Junior Mafia were working on the night that Tupac was shot at Quad Studios. Clark's on the road with Big and he keeps telling him about this artist he's working with named Jay-Z from Marcy Projects. And he's nice. Just as nice as Big, if not nicer. Big hates hearing this. One thing about Big is that he's highly competitive. He wanted to be the best, and he wanted everyone to know that he was the best. So to prove himself to Clark, he said he'd record a second verse to Who Shot Ya as proof. Everyone knows the story. Big's first verse was originally supposed to be an interlude on Mary J's My Life album. The second verse, well, here's a clip of Clark Kent from 2014 explaining it.
For people who don't know, Who Shot Ya, that first verse was always there.
Yeah,
it was on a record with Keith Murray, and it was on Mary J. Blige's interlude, but you didn't get to hear Big's verse. So that verse.
Hey, you have the Keith Murray version?
Hmm?
You have the Keith Murray version?
Kinda.
Can we have it? I just want it for my collection. I won't play it.
Wow, that's going to find that. But regardless, so we got back. Like 2 days later, we're back and we're at the airport and we're about to leave. And he goes, yo, nah. We ain't getting on the plane. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I gotta play this for you. They bring out the radio and he plays Who Shot Ya? I'm like, yeah, I know that. He will, no. You gonna say I'm the hardest rapper out? I said, no, you're definitely, pause, the hardest rapper out. He's like, nah, but you're gonna say I'm iller than your man. And I was like, dog, I give you that you're like amazing to me.
But you could not concede that he was better than Jay.
But then he's like, listen to this, and he plays Who Shot You from beginning to end.
His friend versus his son. You got to see where it's at. Jay's his friend, Big's his son. See what I'm saying?
But I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, fuck, he really meant that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling him, I was like, yo, you know what? And that's when I figured out rapper MC. Like, remember how I tried to explain to you the difference between rapper and MC? That day is when I figured it out. I said, yo, for real, you said your rhymes better than anybody I've ever heard say their rhymes. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I'm the best. I was like, no, you're the best rapper I've ever heard. And he was like, so what does that make your man? I said, my man's the best MC I've ever heard. He was like, what the fuck is the difference?
See, but you gotta...
No, but like Junior Mafia, we're all in an airport, and now shit is heated. These dudes are mad. They're like, what the fuck, man? Fuck this nigga, man. Leave this nigga home. Like, now I can't go on the road because they're like, fuck him. And I was like, no, you say your rhymes better than anyone I've ever heard, he says the best rhymes I've ever heard.
Which is wild because Who Shot You was never directed at Pac. It was directed at Clark Kent, who kept saying that Jay-Z was better than Big at the time. Now, Jay-Z's working on his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, and Clark Kent made the mistake of playing one of the beats off the album for Big, which led to Big begging for it. Fortunately, the two were able to reach an agreement, and that song became known as Brooklyn's Finest. After Brooklyn's Finest was recorded, Big and Jay-Z, they were pretty much inseparable. After the session, they went to go see Bernie Mac. And then Big showed love at Jay-Z's video shoot for Dead Presidents the next day. That's where this photo was taken. Jay-Z got a huge feature for his first album, and Biggie found another Brooklyn beast. They spoke every day from that moment on. Big would send Jay early versions of songs that eventually landed on Life After Death, and Jay-Z was floored. He couldn't believe what he was hearing, and he knew Big would make him stay on his A game. Truth be told, Big felt the same way about Jay. He couldn't slack off if he knew Jay was around. This type of competitiveness could have easily become jealousy, but it never did. They had too much respect for each other. At the time, they were in the works of creating a group called The Commission. Big shouts it out at the beginning of a song called What's Beef.
The Commission.
It's a collective the group were forming with Lil C's, Charlie Baltimore, and Lance Un Rivera. Like Jay said on the Pusha track, it was gonna happen. But unfortunately, that's not an album we're gonna get in this lifetime. In 1997, Jay-Z sat down on MTV to talk about speaking to Biggie Smalls on the phone just minutes before he was shot.
Yeah, I was in the house. Actually, I just got off the phone with him. You know, I was talking to him on the phone, and he was, he just like so happy. He was ecstatic, like, yo, because I was supposed to go out there probably like in 2 days. I was gonna go that day, but I was just moving, and I was just came back from somewhere, and I wanted to be out there. So it was like oh yeah, Playboy, like just screaming on the phone, music in the background. I was like groggy and tired, like talking on the phone, like, yo, dog, I'll be out there tomorrow, the next day. You know what I mean? Oh, you missing this? It's just like real happy. And then like I hung up the phone, and the phone rang again, like maybe like a half hour behind that. But see, because I spoke to him, like I just spoke to him, I was like, nah. Like I immediately dismissed it, like you bugging. He was like, son, it happened, I'm telling you. Son, my man Gotti had called me. So I was like, nah, go make sure, go find out, you know what I mean? I think that's a rumor I just got finished speaking to, So, and then D-Rock had called, like right after that. A little while after that, that's when I was just like, and I was just getting a flood of calls, like, the whole night. So that's when it really was like setting in. I was just still in shock, like, nah, I just can't be.
Biggie was excited for the future. Biggie was excited about everything, but he never got to see it. It's been over 25 years since Biggie passed, and Jay-Z continues to name drop Big as well as reuse his lyrics to keep his spirit alive. Biggie's mother even said, Jay is always there. So when you hear a line like this,
they like if Big was alive, Ho wouldn't be in this position. If Big had survived, y'all would've got the commission.
The backstory makes it way more powerful than it initially might sound. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps the channel. If there's anything we missed out on, please comment. See you guys next time.